Alright, what we're going to do here is we have a John Deere X728SE. We're going to remove the mower deck and install the 47-inch two-stage snowblower on the front of it. It's time to get ready for winter. First thing you got to do is turn your wheels to the side. There is a setting. You pull the little handle out and move your wheels out so you can slide the mower out. You want to have it setting all the way down, so you start out with the mower all the way up, turn your wheels, set your cutting depth all the way down to number 1, then lower it all the way down. Here's a hitch that I welded up on the back of the tractor. It's bolted in, welded the hitch together, so that way you can have a 2-inch ball and tow around a utility trailer. There is no 3-point hitch or PTO on the back of my tractor. I don't have that big of a yard for it to really have a use for it. First thing you got to do to get ready is take the front brush guard off if you have one. There is a release handle. It's on springs, and there's a couple clips down below here that take the front brush guard off. And then there's a level adjustment there bar that is attached. You pull out a yeah, that's attached to the front tractor. You pull this out and pull it forward, and you can see I kind of fought with it here a little bit to get it off, but that comes off the front, and you just got to do a little manhandling, a little wiggling with it, but it comes off pretty fairly simply. There we go. Oh nope, still fighting with it. Little thing. There we go. There it is. And then there's 2 hooks on the front there. You can see, and the bar comes off, and that's it for the getting the front prepared. Now under here you have a drive shaft that goes from the gearbox to the back of the tractor, and then there's 2 forks right there that you can see, and then there's the drive shaft that needs to be disconnected in the forks. So the drive shaft is, or the PTO shaft I should say, is just like a regular tractor. You pull it back and then it slides off of the shaft itself. Now you can see that I got the hooks off and the PTO is laying down on the ground, so now it's time to slide the mower out, but the easiest way is to back the tractor up a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of space because those brackets do kind of get in the way a little bit that hang down. So the best thing to do is start the tractor up and raise your mower deck forks all the way back up, and then back the tractor up a little bit. Here you can see that's we backed it up, and we got some room, so out comes the mower deck. Slides out pretty easy. Wow, look at all the grass and everything on there, all the leaves. That's gonna be a bear to clean. But yeah, there's quite a bit on there. I did do a little bit of mowing, a little bit of leaf blowing before I brought the tractor in to do that. But that's how simple it is to take the mower deck off a John Deere X728SE. This is the one before they had the drive over mower decks. But now we're going to get ready to install the snowblower. First step in that is there is a drive shaft or a PTO shaft that goes from the back of the tractor to the very front. Here you can see it. It's kind of that solid bar there goes all the way from the back of the tractor. There's a PTO back there, and comes to the front, and then there's a PTO there. You want to make sure you grease everything really well. Hit all your grease fittings. That's what they're there for. Make sure you grease it up. It'll last longer, and it keeps the water and rust and everything out of there. And then the next thing, there is a valve down here on the right side of the tractor, that little knob right there. That controls those valves there. So when you move your handles up on the dashboard, it controls those valves down there. So you want to turn this clockwise all the way until it stops. If you do not do this when your snowblower is attached, you're not going to get a whole lot of movement out of it. So there we go. So now we are set for the hydraulic fluid to go through that valve body there. So it will no longer be going to the deck forks. It'll be going to the 2 or the 4 ports on the hydraulic. So next is the bringing the snowblower over and sticking it on the front of the tractor. Here you can see we got it in place. There is a bar. This is a quick hitch that mounts the snowblower. I normally keep my quick hitch attached to the tractor because it's actually pretty quicker just to put it on this way. There is a bar that goes across right there. You can see it right there is the bar that goes across on the quick hitch. That locks into that little slot right there on both sides. So you just kind of wiggle it in place, give it a little shove with your legs, on the front of the snowblower, and it will lift, or it'll lock in there. Then you lift up a little bit, and that latch will go into the holes there, and make sure you connect your PTO that's down there. You want to actually connect that first, because if you get those bolts connected or the locking pins connected, you won't be able to get the PTO attached. So, and there's grease fittings down inside there. There's one there, and there's a couple, one in there, another universal that's there. There's another grease fitting on the front right here, and right there you got another grease fitting. So there is gear lube in there. You can check and change it if it's been a while, if it's due for service. On this side here, there's a chain inside this cover that transfers the power from the PTO to the blower, and a gear that goes to the sides for the auger that's in there, and you can oil that up, make sure it's tight. That's on there. These extra holes here are for shear bolts. These are shear bolts for your front auger. If for some reason you'll see one, see if I can get this turned around here in a little bit. There's a little leg that sticks out, and there's a bolt that goes right through there, and there's another one that is on this side here. So if you ever notice that you're pushing more snow than you're throwing, you might have broken a shear bolt. So it's always good to have some extras there. You can get those, John Deere dealer, and they are a 7/16 socket head or wrench head or whatever you prefer. You might want to keep one of them, a socket and a ratchet, in your little toolbox that's on the tractor there, just in case if you're out, doing your neighbor's driveway, or if you got a long driveway or something like that, you can fix it on the spot and not have to drive all the way back to make that quick repair. Here you can see we got the PTO attached onto the tractor. It's 4:30. And it is locked into place. The next step that we will have after this is actually to get our hydraulic hoses all attached. I actually have 6 hoses on mine because there's 3 hydraulic rams. You got to make sure you run them through your hoops and into your valve body. The 3 rams I have on mine, there is up and down, left and right, and then chute adjustment. There's your up and down right there. There's one in here for your chute adjustment, and then I have a third one on mine. It's down on the side. You'll be able to see it here. It's right down in there. You'll be able to. There we go. There, now you can see it. That's if you have a snowplow on the front. You can angle the snowplow left, straight, and right. But with the snowblower, you don't really need to angle a snowblower for any real reason. And I have a little dolly there. That's what stores my snowblower. I got that at Tractor Supply. It was a few bucks, or maybe it was Harbor Freight, one of the two, I don't remember. It's been quite a few years, but that's all that dolly is ever used for, is to store my snowblower, so I can wheel it around the garage and be able to maneuver it around the garage fairly easy. It was a few bucks. It was definitely worth the money. So next step, we got connect the hydraulic hoses over to the valve body, and then see if she works. So we will we'll be back here in just a little bit. But here you can see we have the hydraulic hoses all connected up. I do put a zip tie on there to secure them onto the brackets, that way they don't fall off or get caught in the tire. Everything is connected up there. Those extra hoses that I have for the left or right, I just kind of leave them hanging. I know I got to clip off my zip ties. But here we go. Let's see if she works. Let's start the tractor up here, and we'll give her a little test spin. There's your left and right. That works pretty good. And now we'll go for the left and right again, I guess. I forgot how I videoed that, but then there we go. We got your up and down. Now this snowblower does have down pressure on it, so if you have some ice build up, you can actually bring the front tires right up off the ground and scrape your driveway down pretty good. Gotta be careful if you've got some loose asphalt or whatever. You will scrape your asphalt up in your driveway, but we'll leave her up in the air there, and take the dolly out from underneath the snowblower, put that back in its corner where it gets stored, so it does not get lost. But yeah, there she is there. We'll grab that and put that away. But we'll go through here in a little bit and hit all the grease fittings, check the air tire and or air pressure in the tires. We'll get that mower deck there cleaned up before we store it. I know there's a handful of grease fittings. Yeah, there's a grease fitting on there. There's another one down in here and one down in there. There's also some grease fittings on the PTO shaft that need to be hit as well. We'll get it all cleaned up and blown off, and we'll scrape the bottom, check the blades, make sure everything is good to go for next season. We'll put it back in its storage underneath the stairs there. But looks like I got a little more work to do. But it looks like I might need a new tire there too. That's got a little bit of cupping left on there. I did have an issue with deck adjustment about midway through the year, and I went through one night and spent a few hours to make sure everything was level. And it took me a while, but as soon as I got done, boy, did it make a difference. But that's about it. We bought the tractor used maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It came with the mower, the snowblower, and the tractor, and that's exactly what we needed. But the one thing I did need was the hitch, so we ended up making a hitch out of some scrap metal I had laying around the garage, and we've pulled quite a few cars out of the ditch in our neighborhood, and pulled out some bushes and some small trees and stuff with it. But the four-wheel drive really changes the way the tractor functions, and your maneuverability around the yard, and doing some small jobs here and there for getting things done around the house. We only have about an acre and a half, but this is perfect. The SE that's on there, special edition. There was oh yeah, the stickers around the back here. It's probably got a little bit of mud on it, but it does say special edition underneath the grime. But hey, it's a working tractor. That's what she does. That's mud from the yard. But the special edition comes with the mud flaps and the bigger seat. I know it's got power steering. I think that was kind of a standard option on all the X series tractors. But the nice thing, seat, you can adjust the weight for it. You put the weight of the passenger in there, and then it smooths out some of the bumps that you might have in your yard or whatever you're working on. But I can adjust it when my daughter cuts the grass. I can set it for her weight, and there we go. But nice little machine, all set and ready for wintertime. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button and subscribe, and we'll have some more coming soon. Thanks a lot.